Hello everybody, welcome to the second video on how to make sure that you sound your best when you're a guest on a podcast. In the first video we talked about how to avoid annoying noises in the background and how to improve the sound of the voice itself. In this second video I want to quickly show you how to install and use Audacity, a simple and free program to record your own voice to avoid problems with the transmission through the internet. Okay, let's just jump in. First thing to do is obviously open your browser. Do I have very terrible things here? No, I do not. You search for Audacity, team.org, download. You just go ahead and download the installer, Windows installer. It's a pretty small program, so this doesn't take so long, 25 megabytes. Yes, I want to install this one. Wish OK. Next, next, next. Well, I already have installed it, but in a previous take, but we can just do it again. Yeah. Next, finish. So this is the open Audacity program. As you can see, it's fairly simple, no fancy stuff going on, which is great. Then I want you to go to Edit, Preferences, Devices, and then you choose your device for playback. No, for recording, sorry, for recording. And you want to choose the microphone that is plugged in. So you'll figure out what the name is for the device that your microphone is plugged into. And then you choose channel 1 for mono. You don't need stereo for a podcast interview. And then you go over to quality and make sure this is 44.1 kilohertz or more. You should ask your podcast host about what sampling rates they would prefer, but usually 44.1 kilohertz is sufficient for a podcast in mono. If you want to record in stereo, then you should choose 88.2 kilohertz. And if you do this for a video, then you want to choose either 48 kilohertz or 96 kilohertz. The default sampling format should be 32-bit. And this is this for the quality. And this is all you need to do. So then you click OK. And then what you do is press record. And you already see this is recording, and it's showing it graphically what this looks like. And it's this microphone now, as you can see here. Make sure that it's in position, right? If it's like this, you see the sound goes away. And if you put it here, then you have a nice signal. Talking about the loudness, you can change the sensitivity of your microphone up here. Do go from here, make it go away, and then you have basically nothing, and then you change it back and the sound comes back and it's being recorded. Another thing that, funny enough, for this headset I don't have to do anything, I just have to put the sensitivity of the microphone to 100%, and then I have pretty much optimal sound volume. So your goal is to, even when you become a little bit louder, to never hit the 0. That should never happen. But you also don't want to be below noise level. So if I don't say anything, then you see that down here, there's a noise level that reaches up to roughly minus 42. So you want your voice to be well above that, even if you're talking a little bit quieter. But as you can see, I can whisper, and it's still way above 42. So this is a pretty good setting. And then at the end, just press stop. The last thing to do is to go to export, export as WAV. And the reason I suggest to save it as a WAV file, you don't have any quality loss through compression. And there are also compression formats that do other things to the sound that you don't expect. And then name it something that your host will be able to identify. In this case, I call it Dennis self, because I recorded it myself. And then the name of the video is podcast guest tutorial 2, something like that. Click save. Ignore the metadata. You don't need those. Press OK. And this is it. The final step would be to just send this file to your podcast host through the internet with a transmission service. You can also, if your podcast host, so when I do this, I just simply provide an empty Google Drive folder where the guests can upload their file into, but other people do it different ways. I had one guest who insisted on using what's it called, WeTransfer, um, and something. I mean, there are different ways. Dropbox, I don't know. Okay, I hope you learned something useful. Remember that there was another video. If you haven't seen that one yet, you can find it in my channel. It's the first part where I talk about how to make sure that there are not so many background noises and that your voice sounds good in the recording. There will be a checklist available on my homepage. The link to the blog post is in the description box below. And all that's left for me to say is like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, and I hope you're having a successful podcast interview. Have a good day. Bye bye.